Listen to this podcast right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Yeah. Like movies, music, television, and more?
Oh my god.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Yes.
Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me,
Yes.
Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
The following
is a Journey into Comics.
Journey into
It's a
Comics.
journey into comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into Comics
Network.
production.
This is a tasty burger.
You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I?
Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Is butter a carb? Will you stop eating?
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a very special episode of Foodies Watching Movies. I am your host, Veronica, and this is Season 3, Episode 16. I did it right? Okay, great.
Perfect. That was
Episode
great.
16, yeah. We are, like I said, we're live at LaffyCon, and joining me, as always, co-host Nate.
How's it going?
Going good.
I'm
going good.
stoked that we're here and already almost through day 1 of LaffyCon. I feel like we barely even... We just started day 1. It's already almost over.
I know, it's been a blur. Also joining us today, fellow co-host Andrew Poor.
Hi, guys.
And his lovely, lovely wife, Liz. Hello.
Co-host from Adulting Ain't Easy.
Yes. Check them out on the Journey into Comics Network as
And
well.
debuting Season 2 tomorrow right here on this very stage.
Great.
Woo! So that's exciting.
Get excited.
Totally exciting. Also joining us, Tyler McLaughlin. How's it going?
I feel like we've done a lot in a very short amount of time today.
Yeah, it's a little
You
bit
almost did
overwhelming.
a lot today.
Yes.
Totally.
Which is totally cool.
But last and certainly not least, we know her, we love her. The Pod Mom? Is that what we're calling you now?
No.
Don't call you
That
that?
sounds old.
I hate it.
What
Please don't call her
should
that.
we
No,
name
I like
you?
Pod Mom.
No.
Yeah, that's
so
cute. I requested nothing with a pod.
Okay.
She's Sara. That's all she
Okay,
is.
simply Sara. Fair enough.
I know I
Welcome
don't
back
like that either.
What
to
about Audio
Foodies
Queen?
Watching Movies. Sarah, how's it going?
Good now that I'm not going to be anything with a pod.
Okay, fair. We'll keep no pods in it. So, guys, I don't know where we want to start. We kind of are going to just go off the rails here and talk about food and or movies. Tyler, you had a great first starting point because I think all of us today ate Guac Box.
So,
Yes.
local food truck here in Lafayette, Indiana, the Guac Box. I think they've only been in business now for 2 years, maybe 1 consecutive year.
They've been here at LaffyCon the last several times we've been here, like the last 3 times.
Okay.
They've been here.
But the second, you're right, and you're right because we did the LaffyCon before Christmas in the middle that they were at as well.
That's right.
And that's yeah.
It's incredible. It's
so good.
It's like
even know
gourmet
what I had.
Tex-Mex.
Like I don't even know what I had, but it was delicious.
I just ate.
It was tacos of some sort.
The
Yeah,
guac
they've
was
got,
so
like,
good I ate
super
it off the
simple.
floor.
Did you really?
It felt, no, not the guac. The chips fell on the floor during JIC, and I was like, I'm not letting this. Just 5-second rule.
That's how good they were. They were very good. They have like really simple, like a really simple menu, like a couple different kinds of tacos. You can get your vegan vegetable kind of taco, the steak taco with like the shoestring potatoes and the super creamy, authentic queso. That was delicious.
That queso was next level.
We didn't get any of the chicken ones though. Did you guys get chicken ones?
I did get a chicken one.
You did?
I got steak, I think, right?
Was
Yeah,
it-
we got
what-
steak.
How did it compare
Yeah,
to
you
the
got
steak?
steak.
'Cause
But
the
there's
steak
like
was
a secret
phenomenal.
menu.
The
I
steak was
think.
very good. I mean, I think the chicken was definitely on par with the steak.
Wait, Liz, did you just say something about a secret menu?
Well, okay, so there's not actually like a cheese quesadilla on the menu, but someone asked for it and they got it, and I was like,
Hey.
so cool.
Well, they have all the fixings to make it.
Oh, I'm sure, but I was
That's nice. They accommodated.
Create a charge. It's going to be 47 cents.
I had a specialty taco that I haven't had from them yet, and it was a steak taco with corn salsa and like this guacamole.
That's the one I got.
Sauce as well. That was really good. That was on point, and the steak was really well seasoned. Big fan of Guac Box.
How would you guys rank their guacamole compared to other ones you've had? 'Cause it's probably one of the top, if not the top, of my guacamole.
And we eat a lot of guacamole.
We do. Liz's favorite, like, if we're going to Mexican, there's always a side of guacamole happening.
I love making homemade guac. It's like my favorite thing.
Yeah, Nate actually makes really good guac.
I normally won't eat guacamole at a restaurant.
Why?
Especially a chain restaurant, because it comes out of a can.
Oh,
yeah, most times
real.
it does.
But at like an actual place, it's
authentic.
Even most of your Mexican restaurants, it comes out of a can.
You know, I went to a
And then they
Mexican
just
restaurant where they actually made it at the
vegetables
side of
in
your
it.
table.
and then process it.
Pretty cool.
What? That's what you see. The table guac is always a big thing.
Yeah, like they come up and they have all the ingredients, and then they make it in front of you to order, like how you want it. You tell them, yeah, can I have
More
more
lime.
cilantro, more limes, more
Less
salt,
onion,
Maybe a
whatever
little
you
bit
want
more
to do.
salt.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Cilantro is the devil's food. Do not put that in anything.
You're wrong,
Cilantro.
and you should
You don't like
feel
cilantro?
bad about that.
Utterly despise cilantro.
Why?
It is my least favorite thing.
Because he's
Better
from
than
like
onions.
Corn County.
It is. Okay.
It's true.
He doesn't like
I am
it?
from Corn County.
I'm from corn everywhere, and I
corn
would
mecca.
bathe in cilantro if I could.
Bathe in it?
Bathe in it.
I'm just gonna put cilantro on your bed now, Nate.
That's disturbing. There's just going to be like one cilantro leaf cut off, bloody in the bed, like Godfather.
Is Guac Box coming back tomorrow for LaffyCon Day 2?
Indeed, they are.
Oh,
I asked.
Thank God.
I want to get a burrito tomorrow, not a yeah.
Do they have burritos?
I
We can
think
try something
they have
different.
to have a burrito of some sort, right?
I don't know, but
You
one
could
thing I
ask.
want to point out about the Guac Box is everything is fresh to order.
Ooh.
So it's not they have cooked 7 pounds of chicken and then it's in the corner of a flat top
They're
just
waiting
staying
for
warm.
them to use it. Yeah.
I went up because they were supposed to leave at 2 today, and they stayed
They
extra.
were here for a while.
Wow, that's nice of them.
And
Well, business is good.
I was like just in awe staring at their menu. I was like, well, I got to get a steak taco. I've lived in Southern California for a good portion of time, so I got to have a chicken taco. It would
Totally.
be a chicken burrito if I could get it, but I didn't want to push.
Totally.
So, I mean, I was just like zoning out looking at the menu, and I finally ordered. I had to go back and get chips and more stuff. And when I ordered the chicken, he said, we don't have any chicken ready, so it's going to be fresh. And I was like, okay. So I definitely let them take their time.
You're like, good, thank you.
And it was incredible. You know, the chips were fried fresh, the salsa's made fresh.
Yeah, they're excellent. I'm always so happy when we come to LaffyCon because I know they'll be here to
Absolutely.
feed me. So AP and Liz, this is your first LaffyCon, right?
Yeah.
This is. We had no idea what we were expecting coming here. We're like, on the way down, we're like, honestly, I don't know what we're walking into or who's going to be here, what we're going to do, what the schedule is, more or less. And I've had a good time. It's been. We got to play some games in the game room. I don't know, Liz.
Yeah, I've had a good time.
You got to have delicious tacos.
Yes.
finally.
What did you guys
Guac
play in the
Box.
game room?
We played Secret Hitler.
Secret Hitler?
It's a fun. It's like Coup. Have you ever played Coup?
No.
Okay, it's basically like you got to figure out who the Hitler is,
So
or
everybody.
the fascist.
Okay, so there's like everybody's playing a role. One person secretly the bad role, but no
Right.
one knows because you're not given those clues. Oh,
The goal's like not let Hitler win, essentially.
that makes sense. That's
Like
a good
life,
goal.
right?
Yeah, don't let him win. That's amazing. I had something I was going to ask you guys, and my brain does not work. Oh, I remembered what it was. We needed to mention that it's Tyler's first time on Foodies.
Yes.
He's never done
Really?
Foodies.
We've been talking about it for a long time, and
my
it just made
God.
sense. Let's just do it today.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Tyler, have you been on all the shows now on the network?
Near.
I mean,
All of the original shows?
all the original shows.
Aside from Journey into Wrestling, which he'll never probably want to be on.
Journey into Wrestling, I think, is the only one I have not been on.
Right? You're not going to do Journey into Wrestling ever with me? Okay, good.
I mean, if you did like let's focus on the 90s for a little bit,
Continue.
like early 90s,
Okay.
I might get involved in that.
Sure. So when are we doing it?
Okay.
I'm
Nate's ready.
intrigued.
Do
I'm intrigued.
do I need to get a squirt bottle full of cold water right now because it
Yes.
looks like it?
Yes. I'm a little
Down,
excited.
boy.
They
I
take a
just-
cold shower.
I haven't. I mean, I kind of fell out of wrestling. It just didn't. It just stopped being fun.
It does. I think it just depends. But this is not a wrestling show, so we're not going to sit on a tangent for that. Let's get back to food and or movies. I got to know, anybody got any good movies they've seen recently that's not Avengers Endgame? Because we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
we decided that we weren't going to talk about Endgame today only because so many people have yet to see it. We didn't want to spoil anything, and we still are processing our feelings about it.
There is one thing that I want to point out about Endgame, though, and it doesn't even really have to do with any of the plot. It's just the last 24 hours I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of social media posts of people going out of their way to wait and see it so they're able to see it with their friends and family and people that cannot see it right away.
Yeah.
And, that obviously always takes place in modern cinema as a viewer and a consumer. But just the sheer volume of people that I've seen just since yesterday at 4 o'clock is incredible. Because this movie means so much to so many people.
Yeah.
So I just
It's been a
wanted
long
to point
time
that
coming.
out.
Right.
It really was.
We're going to have a special on Foodies
LaShawn
when we talk
McCoy
about
did
it.
upset me.
What's that?
LaShawn McCoy is a football player. Just released a video just totally spoiling the movie.
He has almost a million followers, and a lot of people who make a mistake like that, you would think they would take the post down.
He doubled down on it.
He left it up and it was like, I don't care, reshare.
Damn.
Yeah.
Haters going to hate.
Liz and I saw Pet Sematary.
We did.
How was that?
Because I never saw the original, so I can't speak to it. We've read the books, I think.
One book. I read the book.
Liz read the book, so I enjoyed it. It was a nice retelling. I mean, there's a few things I didn't like. I don't know, Liz, you can probably explain it better than me.
Oh yeah, I've got a whole rant on this, but in my opinion, it was not. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's the scariest movie of the year." No, it was not.
No.
Nothing is better than the original. I have to say. It followed the book so nicely, and there was all sorts of different things that they changed, and
I have to interject. Stephen King actually wrote the screenplay for the original movie because he didn't want, what happened with The Shining to happen or whatever. You know what I mean? He wanted creative control over what the story was going to be like, and what was changed in the movies was, his decisions, so the narrative could stay as close to the original material as possible.
Yeah, there's nothing beats the end of the original Pet Sematary. There's nothing.
That book was really hard to read for me. That was a really emotionally difficult book to get through.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of tough stuff.
It's some tough stuff. And Stephen King actually, I read something that he said that that was the most depressed in his life he had ever been was when he was writing Pet Sematary. He said that he would just drink for days and write this book and just get it out of him because it was so sad.
Right, yeah.
Wouldn't you say the new movie kind of went out of its way to people who thought the movie was going to go the way of the books to do the bait and switch? Because I think it happened a couple times.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
So with the children, and then I don't want to spoil it for you guys who haven't seen the movie, but with the children.
I saw the original. With Sara seen the original.
Because the original one's gonna go, and then they make it somebody's gonna go right that way, and then they do a hard right into something different.
Well, I don't think that you're gonna be spoiling anything by saying that what happened, because if you'd seen the trailer, it pretty much gives you the entire movie.
Right.
The trailer spoiled the entire movie. I wouldn't worry about spoiling this one.
That's actually a good thing to talk about is trailers and movies, so we'll bring that up in a minute, but keep on.
All right, because I know, as you know, if you've seen the trailer, that it's not the little boy that's affected, it's his older sister.
The sister.
Right, and they do the whole thing you think the little kid's going to get hit by the car, and then there's a correction with the vehicle, and it swerves and takes out the daughter, and then that's how the whole story, and then you know how the neighbor gets his ankle cut from under the bed?
Yeah.
He thinks she's under the bed, and then he kicks the bed out of the way, and she's not there, and he goes to go down the stairs, and that's when she gets him.
Yeah.
So they're just hey, you remember what's gonna happen here? No, it's not gonna happen here.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen over here.
I feel I remember pieces of that from the trailer. I feel like the trailer really exposed the entire plot of the movie, so I don't need to see this new remake.
I will say though that between this movie and Captain Marvel, I think cats in movies have come a long way. They have those cats trained really well.
Oh yeah.
And you've seen how these Maine Coons they used for this movie, how they could able to get them comfortable with doing all this stuff, like hissing on command, being able to dirty them up without them like cleaning themselves or freaking out. They really did
How
a
much
great
of that
job.
was CG though?
No, none.
Really?
It was all trained. There was
cats.
no.
Interesting.
They had 3 different cats depending on what they're doing. Like ones that were good for like making the faces, one for certain actions. It was,
and then one that was like the dead one.
yeah, because they had like the before cat and the after cat, depending on the one that could do the more vacant stare.
You know what I was just thinking? What kind of life does the person who trains those animals live? Like, are
Pretty
they living their
exciting
best
life.
life? They probably have a blast at work
I
just
follow
training
that-
animals to do things for movies. What a weird
I follow
job.
that animal trainer on Instagram for the cat. Like the cat has
Oh,
a
really?
really nice existence. They had to make sure like before
great.
they had a special cat trailer for like the cat to
Just
get
the
used
cat?
to, just to hang out, and for all the cat to hang out with all of the cat. So it's has to interact with these people and deal with like cameras and all of that, just like all the animals they use in movies. But they definitely make sure everyone is like comfortable, that the cat's not freaked out. So they've come a long way, I think.
So I was going to ask you guys, or talk about this rather, but we can talk about seeing trailers before movies, especially we saw some trailers before Endgame. I don't know what you guys saw and what you didn't. I was surprised that we didn't get a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer before Avengers.
We didn't either.
But we got a Dark Phoenix trailer.
Uh-huh.
I
New
did not.
Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
There was some movie that the
Did you go to an
Russo
AMC?
brothers are doing. Yeah.
So we probably had the same trailers.
Yeah, so there was some Russo brothers movie that's got Chadwick Boseman.
That
in
one
it.
looks really good. That
really
21
21 Bridges.
That looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, and then there was the
Men in
Will
Black?
the Will Smith movie. Okay, there was also Men in Black.
Gemini Man?
Gemini Man, and I want to mention Gemini Man. Like
Young
it
Will
looked,
Smith.
It looked interesting, and like the concept was cool. But I heard 2 guys behind me, like literally as soon as the trailer was over, they were just like, "And I've seen the whole movie," because like.
This is a recurring
It
problem.
really is a problem where too many movie companies try to give people enough that they're hooked, but they give too much.
Can we say without spoiling the fact that the Endgame trailer did not in any way give away the plot of the movie?
100% agree with that.
It gave us enough to be like, oh, that might be how it goes, and then it did not. I think more trailers should be like that. It should give you enough to make you interested, but not too much that it detracts from the plot.
Well, that's the way movie trailers used to be.
Right. Exactly. And now they're doing these like tricky trailers where they'll film fake trailers just to make you think a specific thing or a character is going to be there or happen or whatever. And then it doesn't in the movie.
Like there's
like they're just throwing you for a ride.
There was definitely a scene that I can call out that was used majorly in the promotion of Endgame. I'm not going to do it here, obviously, because we don't want to spoil anything. But there was a major shot they used in the promotion of Endgame that isn't even in the movie at all. You sent me a picture of that moment.
We're going to talk about that when we do our little Endgame
Right.
wrap-up special.
Totally.
I did see a longer version of the trailer for the new Godzilla movie.
Yes.
But I still don't know anything about
Sarah
the
and
plot
I
of
had
that.
feelings about
monsters. Ugh.
Yeah, I do not know that plot yet. All I know is I really don't know if I like, at least from the trailer, 11 from Stranger Things. I don't know if I like. I feel like she's just crying in that movie every time she's on screen, and I don't know
That girl's
why.
just going to be typecast for a while.
Can I talk about that for a minute?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Like, it's not even relevant to 11. It's just Godzilla. I don't go to Godzilla movies to see the human beings in any capacity. I want to see giant monsters fight and kill each other, and that's the only movie the only reason I'm sitting in that seat. I do not care any of the other plot. Not 1 second of it.
Yeah, it looked a little emotionally charged for being Godzilla.
Yeah. Let's move past that.
I like that there's a small child crying right as soon as you said emotionally charged. I don't like the child
I
crying,
bring it
please.
out of people. What
Hopefully
can I
they're
say?
okay, but
we got past Bryan Cranston. Let's just stop focusing
don't
on.
get past Bryan Cranston.
We're
Don't
past
sleep on
him.
him.
He's
the
irrelevant.
biggest problem
So I
with
feel
this
like-
stupid Godzilla trailer,
feel like in that trailer at one
was
point
the
it seemed
music.
like
It
I
was
was-
that stupid
What music
choice.
did they use?
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, that was awful.
Oh, yeah, that was an.
Yeah,
That
we were
was that-
mad.
I blocked it out.
I
They played
completely
an
blocked it out.
instrumental, like weird dubstep version of "Somewhere Over the Rainbow."
I don't
And
understand.
Sarah and I were looking at each other in the theater, going,
Yeah, that was a trap, man. That was a trap.
"It's a trap!
That
it's
was
a trap!"
Have you
they were
noticed
trying to make you feel.
with
It's a Godzilla movie.
with
Come on.
with destruction movies, they'll use like slowed down remix versions of like classic. I remember when that movie San Andreas, that rock movie about like they played what's
The 2012 reboot.
yeah
Yeah.
when they played that California Dreaming by Katy Perry, but like they tried to slow it down to make it more ominous.
Yeah, and dark.
Like they just take music to make. They just take existing songs and try and give you like, I know that song, and it's like it's weird, and then it like puts you in a weird state of mind as you're watching the trailer.
I feel like Sara should have her own podcast where she talks about this, because this is also a big problem in the entertainment world, is the manipulation of music.
I can't go on that tangent right now.
Well, I remember you.
I actually don't think I can. I will get a little too emotional about it today.
Well, I remember you when we did our Oscars one, how you hated all of the live performances of all the Oscar nominated original songs.
Well,
but that's a whole other thing.
There's a whole machine behind the Oscars that I don't even want to get into. Okay?
Yeah, let's
watch
not.
Adam Ruins Everything. That's what I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Just watch
You
that
couldn't
show.
pay me to watch the Oscars, so I don't.
Have you seen Adam Ruins Everything,
Can I pay you to
Tyler?
watch that show because you will really like it.
You'll
will become
really like
Tyler
it.
Ruins Everything after you watch
Oh
that
my
show.
God, that
I'm
would be an
serious.
amazing
I
show.
feel like Adam is his man of unpopular opinion soulmate.
Oh my
Little
God.
secret, I've been Tyler Ruins Everything for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy,
on
Adam
Netflix, right?
Conover.
I watch it.
Yeah, he knows that he is who he is.
Did you see him on Rogan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
his whole
he's
thing is, well,
hilarious.
actually, I can.
I
love it.
love that. The thing with Thanos, he's like, when my population decided that we weren't going to survive, I turned to the one decision, and then Strange is like genocide. And then it's like Adam Conover. Well, actually, Strange. Like, this is how it actually is.
Yeah, I don't like hating on the music and things, but it's a cheap
They
effort
make it
when
really
they take
easy
it,
to do,
and-
though.
But I think when
Well-
you see movies, and sorry to cut you off, I just wanted to say, I think when you see movies that offer a good soundtrack, and I want to bring this up to your focus, that you really loved the Bryan Cranston 2014 Godzilla soundtrack, because it was
did?
minimalistic.
Oh, I do always appreciate a good minimalistic score because you have to think about it. You have to choose carefully your notes. You don't just get to, paint everything all willy-nilly like Jackson Pollock, okay? You don't just go all the strings, all the synth, all the moods, all the minor keys and chords.
More synth.
More synth. Let's slow it down because that's more emotional. No, that's not what you're supposed to do with music. That's not
Dubstep.
how it's supposed to work. That's why it gives you a, as you said, a weird feeling, like it makes you feel unsettled, right? When they slow down the Katy Perry song or whatever it is. It's supposed to, because it's manipulated to do that.
Right.
I don't want to
formulaic almost to an extent. They know they can get you if you do it that way.
Yeah, the song itself is already formulaic, and it's like an Incepta formula. Okay, they take it because it's already built into the chord progression because it's a pop song. Okay, like there's ways, music theory that I could present to you, which I will not right now, that this actually happens. I mean, the chords themselves speak to the unsettling nature of the music, even if it's a happy pop song. And then if you slow it down and let's make this one chord minor, and then, the masses are swooning. Wrong. Think about what you're doing. That's not, that's cheap. It's lazy.
It's been
I just want you to have a YouTube show where you just talk about this. You play it and they're like, now this is what's wrong with it.
I'm a little Peter Griffin about it.
This is what really grinds my gears.
Grind my gears. But
why don't you have the ear for it so you hear all the things you don't like?
I do have good reasons. I have solid reasons, and I can be swayed. Like if somebody gives I always invite criticism with that, because if people give me good, solid, hey, this is actually what I think, and here's why. Great. I would love to have a conversation with you about why you hate what I'm doing or whatever it is, or you hate this other thing. Because that invites good discussion. But people that just hate on stuff for no reason, that's a problem. That's just hating. Now you're just like I don't want to talk about
hate is gonna hate.
Hate is gonna hate.
I just remember the haters from Dave Chappelle show. If you guys remember that, when they would go walk around, they would go throughout history and just hate on things, for no reason. That's not constructive for anybody. But there is sometimes valid reasons to hate on things. I mean, if people are doing things for bad intent, then I want my entertainment to be better than that, guys. Think about what you're giving me,
Right.
I want you who cooks my food to think about the seasonings you put in it, yeah. Anyways, that's my rant.
I think it's just because it's all done with the intention of making money. This whole music
That's what
movie
I can't
thing.
get into right now.
Yeah, the whole when you change the intention of what you're doing, it changes the outcome. And when you go in it with the intent to just make millions for the masses, then the masses are going to end up getting what they get and feeling insulted afterwards.
Like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I got to get into it now because you said it. The intention. What is the intention behind? Think about it. If you're making a movie about Godzilla and you go, I'm a director, I need music for my trailer, or I need music for this. What is your motivation for choosing a slow dubstep version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Ask yourself that question, and then you go, oh, you'll probably find a few insidious reasons why they might choose that for you.
They want
because
the audience to
it's
hear.
not about Godzilla at that point anymore. It's about tugging your heartstrings because guess what? The whole human race goes, Somewhere Over the Rainbow is so emotional. And they get all wrapped up in it because it belongs to the heart of the people, you see? So they're exploiting your heart.
Mm-hmm.
For
To
Godzilla.
sell Godzilla.
To sell you Godzilla. Think about
When it's a
that.
Godzilla movie, and
That
people
is
are going to
evil.
see that for Godzilla. Like you said, you don't need to be emotionally manipulated into seeing a Godzilla
Right.
movie.
What about Mothra?
I'm okay with all the whatever. They could make the worst film of all time, but if they thought about that score, it might become the most brilliant piece of abstract art you know.
Right.
You don't know.
Word.
It is the thread that goes through everything that tells the story in a movie.
Because a movie without a score is not anything.
Correct. Try to watch one. Go to the silent
That's
film
just a
era.
live play.
Yeah, and
Well, even
watch.
the silent
Try to
film era
watch
had
it.
scores, though. That's how they.
But it was different.
Yeah.
Again, a longer historical discussion that I will not get into right now about the silent film music industry. However,
that's for another episode.
That's for another day. That's for another Foodies
Sarah's
altogether.
just going to have a series about this now.
Sarah and
talk
Tyler
about silent
debate
movies.
Charlie Chaplin.
You would make a good Charlie Chaplin. I could see it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could see it. I don't know about the physical humor part of it for you, but you know.
I'm pretty self-destructive already. It makes sense.
Yeah, but dude, go watch some silent movies without any of the stock music that they put over it. They didn't invest the time to play a scene. They were just playing to a mood. They would have to put it more or less, like a piano player or an organist would get a book that would have danger music, and then there would be all these like pieces in there, and there would be surprise or sadness. There was just generic moods, and they would pick them live throughout the book as if they were playing to like a church service or something. They would be picking all of the moods and the music as the film would be going on. So something, if there was a chase scene happening in the silent film, well, they'd be playing a little ragtime piece or something going on like that was peppy and upbeat. That was as they thought fitting picture to music back then. That was the early days of that. But it's much more intricate now, and if I can hear it when I catch somebody like was that movie with Nate we watched? It was a comedy. I think it was like Jason Bateman. He was like a TV composer, and he was all bored with it, and he's like playing all of these synth chords and stuff.
Oh, are you talking about Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Is that the one? It was one of those.
Because he did the cop show, and he
yeah,
did the music
and he
for the
hated
cop
it,
show.
and he was sitting
Jason
there just like
Segel.
Segel.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. Yes, him. And he was whatever. But he was like sitting there all like bored, just like watching
Ominous
like,
tones.
Ominous tones, and he's just like holding one note on the keyboard, and it's just like that's what I mean by uninspired. There is a stock thing that was set up that people use that can be used effectively. It's kind of like when people, write the same 4 chords in a song. You can use that super effectively, or you can just grab them out of a hat and go, I know 4 chords, now I can write a whole album. I mean, that's real.
AC/DC.
Anyways, now
Sorry.
is my rant over yet? Is somebody else? Is somebody else going to
Well,
poke
luckily
the bear?
we are actually at the end of this mini-sode. We're right here at the nice
That was a
wrapping point.
lovely
We're going to get the
little
the
sorry, I
Podcastrophe.
dominated.
No, you're
I
fine.
didn't
That was
mean
great.
to.
I love
I
that
like
you
Sarah
dominated it.
Yeah, that was great.
That was unexpected.
Killer. We need to do more episodes based on music too, though, because it is a very large portion of the importance of movies. Without spoiling anything, Sarah, let's ask this one final question to you directly. Did you enjoy the score to Endgame?
Yeah, I did, only because they pulled the heartstrings at just like the right moments. I didn't feel like they were cheating. I mean, because it is one of those fan service movies, so I think the score lent itself to that. They took from a lot of places. I would like to watch it again just to listen for the different themes that come in and out. Like I wasn't listening
We were
for
so
it.
into it, you
I
know.
was listening. I was in it for the story the first time through. So
I'm sure I'll see it a couple
I will pay
more
more
times.
attention to that, but. There was nothing glaringly offensive to me while I was sitting there. Like I wasn't sitting there going, "Oh my God, why are they doing this or that?" Like I felt like I was in the movie and it did what it was supposed to do. It told the story for me. So yeah.
No
it
pop
was all right.
songs. Bright side.
correct. Like, we want Captain Marvel.
I was getting ready to bring that up if you didn't.
You love that song. That's your favorite song, right?
You know, to be fair, I did hear that they had trouble. Didn't we talk about that?
You talked about it in the previous.
We talked about it on last episode of Foodies, I think.
All right, folks. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. This has been Foodies Watching Movies, Season 3, Episode 16. You can check out the Foodies Watching Movies show on the Journey into Comics Network at journeyintocomics.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We had an all-star cast of characters. Liz, AP, Tyler, Veronica, and Sarah joining me today. This has been Foodies Watching Movies, and I've been Nate.
Sarah.
Veronica.
Tyler.
Andrew.
Liz.
And we will see you guys later. Eat fearless.